Okay, back for part two. I'm not a lawyer, but recap on Trump's latest indictment. If you haven't watched part one, go back and watch it because you're going to need that context to understand these charges. So let's get back to this indictment. It's alleged that Trump and all of his conspirators told his electors in 7 states that even though he lost those states, they should still show up at the official location on the official date and cast their votes as if Trump really won those states, even though he didn't. At first, the plan was only to do this in Wisconsin, but then it pivoted to those other states because that is where Trump was claiming that there was voter fraud. According to a 2-page memorandum that is referenced in the indictment, the plan was that the electors would cast their votes, and then Trump and his team would send those votes to Washington, D.C. And then when the vice president on January 6th opened all of the votes up, he would be confused because for those 7 states, there would be votes that say Trump won and Biden won. And because of that, he would have to say that the whole thing was invalid and have to declare Trump as president. That was their plan. So this plan begins to be communicated via email to people in different states to help them pull it together, including an attorney in Arizona who then recapped the plan in email saying, quote, his idea is basically that all of us have our electors send in their votes, even though the votes aren't legal under federal law. The attorney goes on to say it's kind of wild/creative, and then says we would just be sending in fake electoral votes to Pence so that someone in Congress can make an objection when they start counting the votes and start arguing that the fake votes should be counted. So the plan is put in motion, but then at one point, the electors in Pennsylvania getting concerned about signing their name on something that they know is fake. So they have this call, and Trump's team, allegedly, tells these Pennsylvania electors that Trump is actually suing these 7 states for voter fraud and that they're only going to send in these fake votes to DC if Trump wins lawsuits. Now, the day after that call, an email was circulated that stated that Trump and his team would absolutely be sending the votes to DC regardless if he won these lawsuits or not. From there, an email is sent with fake certificates for the electors to use, instructions on how the electors should be mimicking the legit electors. So December 14th, 2020 comes, and the real electors go and cast their votes, and the fake electors also show up to cast their votes. Some of them are successful, many are not because they couldn't get in, and some of the electors opted not to do this at all. From there, according to the indictment, Trump and some of his co-conspirators start trying to convince Mike Pence that on January 6th at the proceeding, he should just name Trump as president because of what will be double votes from the 7 states. Pence repeatedly says, no, I'm not doing that. And during a call on New Year's Day, Trump is again trying to convince Pence he should just go with the plan. And when Pence says he doesn't have the authority to do this, Trump allegedly responds, quote, you're too honest. Okay, so from there, January 6th comes. That morning, the extra votes attempted to be hand-delivered to Pence so that he can have them when he's going through the legit ones. But Pence's team rejects the person trying to give them to him. And then the rest is history. Before I go, let me just read out the actual charges in this indictment. The first one is conspiracy to defraud the United States. The second one is conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. The third one is obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. And then the fourth one is conspiracy against rights. So those are the charges. That is what is being alleged, but we'll see.